Once upon a time, in the most hopeless place on earth, a camp built to destroy humanity, one man dared to love. This is the story of Saint Maximilian Kolbe, a priest, a missionary, and a martyr whose life and death shout a truth we all need to hear. Love is stronger than death. A childhood vision, Maximilian was born as Raymond Kolbe in Poland in 1894. As a mischievous child, full of energy and questions, his mother once scolded him, asking what would become of him. That night, something extraordinary happened. He later described it in his own words. That night, I prayed very hard to the Virgin Mary to tell me what I was to become. Then she appeared to me, holding two crowns, one white, signifying purity, the other red, signifying martyrdom. She asked if I was willing to accept either of them. I said I would accept both, and from that moment, his life was marked by unusual courage and clarity of purpose. The night of the Immaculata. As he grew, Raymond entered the Franciscan order and took the name Maximilian Maria Kolbe. His love for the Immaculate Virgin Mary was fiery, total, and contagious. He founded a movement called Militia Immaculata, the Army of the Immaculate, with a mission to bring every soul to Christ through Mary. He harnessed the power of the media, printing magazines, running radio broadcasts, even dreaming of missions to Japan and India, all to spread the gospel in modern, bold ways. He didn't just preach with words, he lived what he taught. In Poland, he built a monastery called Niepokalana, which means City of the Immaculate. At its height, it housed over 700 friars, one of the largest monasteries in the world, all dedicated to prayer, work, and evangelization. But then came World War II, light in the shadow of Auschwitz. When Nazi Germany invaded Poland, Kolbe was arrested for sheltering over 2,000 Jews and refugees, and for refusing to bow to Nazi ideology. His monastery was shut down, his printing press silenced. Eventually, he was sent to Auschwitz, the infamous concentration camp where over 1 million people were killed. Even in this hell on earth, Maximilian shone like a light. He comforted the dying, gave away his food, heard confessions in secret, and reminded others that God was still present, even there. Then came the moment that would define his sanctity. The ultimate gift. One day, a prisoner from his cell block escaped. The Nazis responded with brutality, selecting 10 men to die by starvation as punishment. As their names were called, one man, Franciszek Gajanacek, cried out in desperation, "My wife, my children." Kolbe stepped forward. "I am a Catholic priest," he said. "Let me take his place. I am old." He has a family. The guards, surprisingly, agreed. Kolbe was sent with the others to the starvation bunker. For 2 weeks, he led the condemned in hymns and prayers, turning that dark cell into a chapel. As the others died off, he was the last one left, still alive, still praying. On August 14, 1941, unable to bear the delay, the Nazis killed him by lethal injection. He died on the vigil of the Assumption of Mary, the one he had loved and served all his life, a legacy of redemptive love. Saint Maximilian Kolbe's death is often remembered, but his life is just as powerful. He didn't become a saint in the starvation chamber. He became a saint long before that, in the quiet, hidden choices to love, to pray, to suffer well, to place everything in the hands of Mary and Jesus. He reminds us that true love is sacrificial, not just the love that dies for someone, but the love that lives for them. Kolbe once said, "Only love creates, and that love, the love of Christ, flowing through a willing heart, can create hope in despair, peace in chaos, and even holiness in a death camp." What does this mean for us? Today, we are not in Auschwitz, but we live in a world still filled with fear, division, loneliness, and suffering. What does Kolbe teach us? He teaches us that we are called to love boldly, to forgive freely, to give even when it costs us, to offer hope when everything seems lost. His life asks us, will we stand up for others when no one else does? Will we love when it's inconvenient? Will we give God our whole heart, even in the face of suffering? You don't have to be a hero in the world's eyes. You just have to say yes, again and again, to the path of self-giving love. Final thought. The man whose life he saved, Francisek Gajanacek, lived to be 93 years old. He spent the rest of his life telling the world about the priest who died in his place. Every year, he visited Kolbe's cell, a barren room that once became holy ground. Kolbe didn't just save a life. He revealed the heart of Christ, a love that lays itself down, not out of obligation, but out of mercy.